are in the Peru and Bolivia section of the Andes, that spectacular mountain range which extends itself down the eastern side of South America, all the way from Colombia to Punta Arenas on the southern tip of Chile. Unlike most mountain ranges of comparable size, the Andes have not excluded the possibilities of human existence, even in the regions of its greatest altitude. Although the rewards of agricultural endeavor in this remote land may be frugal, the native Indians still manage to eke out a livelihood from the limited productivity of the soil, even as their ancestors did for centuries before them. Almost from the time they are able to walk, the native children contribute their little bit toward the family chores. Pigs and sheep are the meat delicacies of the native fare, and they appear to thrive fairly well in spite of the extremely high altitudes in which they live. In this quiet land so near the sky, we find the cultivation of potatoes to be a major industry. As a matter of interest, potatoes originated in the soil of the Andes. Although the local variety is small and scrubby, it is a basic source of food for the native people. When the spuds of Peruvian potatoes were first taken to Ireland by Sir Walter Raleigh, he had them planted in the garden of his baronial estate. And when it came time to reap the harvest, Raleigh's servant cooked and served the stalks, not knowing that the edible part of a potato grows underground. Nevertheless, the Peruvian potato thrived so well in Ireland that it soon became the staff of life and eventually gained recognition throughout the world as the famous Irish potato. Vying with potatoes as a vital source of food are the beans of the Andes, which are mixed and dried in this manner. The native Indians still live in crude little huts, unaffected by the transitions of time. And the method of washing clothes is the same as it has been since time and clothes began. Century after century, this primitive laundry carries on, defiantly ignoring the inroads of modern appliances. But the eternal feminine has the same concern here about the appearance of her hair as she does in the more elegant boudoirs of civilization. Of all the animals that serve mankind in this altitudinous part of the world, none is more useful than the llama, or llama, as it is more generally known. These graceful and haughty-looking beasts are members of the camel family, and they seem to thrive in high altitudes. Although life in the little villages that are scattered here and there throughout the Andes has been changed very little by civilizing influences, some of the native Indians have tried to retain the fashions of the outside world. No part of their wearing apparel is more conspicuous than their little derby hats. How and why this particular headdress became such an important part of the native costume is a mystery, as these hats are said to be made in Italy and exported in large quantities to this remote part of the world. The age-old method of carding wool is still a very important occupation here. In the foothills of the Chilean Andes, there are strong groups of farmers, many of whom are descendants of the original Spanish settlers, as well as German families, who migrated here about a century ago. And it is they who are largely responsible for the continuation of the old ranchero life. This unique conveyance is very useful in the more rugged terrain, which does not lend itself to wheeled traffic. And here is where father and son work together to the best of their respective abilities. Although there are no vast tracts of land to cultivate in the narrow confines of Chile, its numerous little valleys respond very well to cultivation, and picturesque oxen play an important part in the process. We are now in the Chilean Lake District, where many fine resort hotels attract the patronage of vacationists from all over the world. And here we salute the flag of Chile as a symbol of democratic living in a country which has learned to benefit by the just rewards of peace on earth and goodwill toward all mankind. The Chilean lakes are famous for their scenic beauty, and it is customary for visitors to take advantage of the sightseeing tours provided by comfortable little boats. The very name Chile is derived from an Indian word meaning snow, and this is easy to appreciate when we observe that there are many mountain peaks in this region that are perpetually covered with snow. This naturally affords ideal facilities for winter sports at all seasons of the year, but particularly during the winter season, when skiing is the featured attraction. Until comparatively recent times, this beautiful region was the jealously guarded domain of the Araucanian Indians. But now, thanks to modern transportation, it is conveniently accessible to all travelers. In all the Andes, there are no more picturesque peaks than the ones to be seen in this glorious lake region. Each outstanding summit has a special name. By any other name, however, it would be just as picturesque. But there is one towering peak which for sheer beauty should qualify as the Queen of the Andes. It is known as Osorno, and here it stands in all its magnificent grandeur. Osorno towers over 8,000 feet above sea level, and its general proportions are almost identical with those of Japan's renowned Fujiyama. And it is here, in this glorious realm of beauty and inspiration, that we most reluctantly conclude our impressions of life in the Andes.